Last week we had this session on AWS Party Rock. You're welcome, everyone. We're glad to have you for another session of the GenAI Fridays. Today we'll be talking about Amazon Bedrock. We have an exciting time. Just before we get started, if you're joining us for the first time and you're joining on LinkedIn, you might want to check the description box to register so that you get access to the recording and other sessions that we've done previously. All right, just in a moment, we'll be bringing on Victor to take us through generative AI on Amazon Bedrock. You can use the comment section for your questions, or if you have any concerns, we'll address them. Just type them in the comment section. Also, the GenAI playlist has been shared to you on the screen. You can access our recordings from that link. All right, just in a moment, we'll be bringing on Victor. Let me go through the comments. Asked for. We want over to Victor. We're just waiting for more people to join us. You're welcome. 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 So, last week, let me just give a recap of last week. Last week, we had a session on AWS Party Rock where Akim took us through building generative AI applications on Party Rock. We used the Nigerian Startup Act for a. Okay, welcome Yinka Owukoya. We're glad to have you. If you don't mind, you can tell us where you're joining from or how you got to know about the event. So as I was saying, we had a session on AWS Party Rock, and we used the Nigerian Startup Act to create a compliance conversational application to help us navigate the legal sides of starting a startup. And we asked a couple of questions, and the app was able to generate accurate answers based on this document as well as the Nigerian constitution. So imagine the interesting use cases that you can get from that. If you missed it, the recording is right on your screen, which is bit.ly/GenAI playlist. In about 2 minutes now, Victor will be joining us. We'll be taking us through Amazon Bedrock. So AWS Party Rock that we shared last week is like a playground, just like a testing ground for Amazon Bedrock. So if you like AWS Party Rock, you will definitely like Amazon Bedrock. So just get ready to explore with us as we go through Amazon Bedrock. Welcome, Yinka. Welcome each and everyone that's joining us from wherever you are. It's 4 p.m. in Lagos, Nigeria here. We're glad to have you. So, okay, Yinka is joining us from Lagos. In 2 minutes, we'll be handing over to Victor. So Victor is one of our senior solutions architects at Cloud Plexo. Cloud Plexo is a technology company. We provide technology services from cloud to generative AI to many other technology services to startups and enterprises. And the GenAI Fridays is our series that would run from now till the end of August, the 5 Fridays in August, where we'll be showing you how to build very intuitive applications using generative AI on Amazon ecosystem. So we have from AWS Party Rock, which we took last week, to Amazon Bedrock, and we'll be proceeding on other topics on Amazon Bedrock next week. So you do not want to miss that. If you have missed the one for last week, kindly ensure that you go through the link that has been shared on the screen, bit.ly/GenAI playlist. In 1 minute, Victor will be joining us to take us through Amazon Bedrock. So if you have any questions at any point, it would be nice to just type it in the comments. We can see your comments and we can address them. Your feedback also are well appreciated. We'll be glad to have them and improve on our stream. Our stream will be going from now till the hour of 5. So if you're joining late, we will send the recording through mail. All right, so it's time to bring Victor on. Victor is our senior solution architect at CloudTech. So can we have Victor join us now? Yes, Victor is here with us. Welcome, Victor. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. David, thanks for having me.
Okay, so what do you have for us today on Amazon Bedrock?
Yeah, today I'll be taking an introduction to Amazon Bedrock, and basically showing everyone um, an introduction of Amazon Bedrock and what you can do with Amazon Bedrock.
Fantastic, fantastic. So we're excited to have you. I think we can just roll it in now if we do not have any other issues. What do you think?
Yeah, that'll be great.
All right, let's go.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, good evening, wherever you're joining from. So my name is Dixon Victor. I am a solutions architect at CloudFlexo. So today I'll be taking you through an introduction to Amazon Bedrock. So let's hit it. Before we start, let's give a little bit definition, right? First of all, let's talk about foundation models. So what are foundation models? Uh, Basically, they are a generative artificial intelligence solution, right? They generate output from users' input, right? Which come in the form of prompts, right? And basically, a human gives an instruction or a prompt to the agent, right? And the model is able to give an answer, right, in the form of generate an answer in the form of outputs, right? So they also foundation models are also large scale machine learning models, right, that have been trained on a wide range of data sets, vast amounts of data, right? Uh, they are trained to learn general purpose representations across different data modalities such as text, images, audio, video, and so on. So training these models takes large amounts of data, and it's quite expensive. So that's why uh, not many companies are able to train their own models, right? So, but in this introduction, I'll be showing you how you can be able to leverage these pre-existing models to be able to, build your own model, right? All right, so let's move on. Building or training these models, can, be cumbersome, right? When you want to train this model from scratch, when you want to build these models from scratch, can be quite expensive, right? And time consuming and cumbersome, right? So lots of startups, right, are not able to meet up with that, right? Big, large organizations, can be able to afford, building their own models. But for startups, that would not be an easy thing. So uh, that's a foundation models also. But with Amazon Bedrock, right? Uh, Developers, can easily be able to securely and easily experiment with different models, right? Different powerful models out there, right? Such as we have examples of Claude from Anthropic, the Llama from Meta, you know, so many of them. We have Cohere, we have Jurassic AI 21 from AI 21 Labs, including that from Amazon, right? Amazon models, the ones that Amazon develops, such as the Titan embeddings and the image generation model, right? So uh, rather than having to things being complicated, right? With just a simple API calls, you know, via the Amazon Bedrock, you can be able to uh, leverage these powerful uh, foundation models. Okay, so let's go on. So having defined what foundation models are, so let's talk about Amazon Bedrock. Okay, so what is Amazon Bedrock? It's a fully managed service that makes foundation models from Amazon and leading AI startups available through what a simple API, right? Through API. So you can basically be able to invoke these models through a simple API call, right? So you can choose from various foundation models, and use them in your application. Another thing is that it is serverless, right? It means that you don't have to manage any infrastructure. You don't have to, create a compute, resource and deploy and all that. So all that have been managed, is managed for you by Amazon. You just have to, make use of the service to uh, enhance your application. Okay, so you can be able to securely integrate and deploy these generative AI capabilities into your application, okay, using the Amazon AWS services that you already know, right? Such as AWS, Amazon Lambda, API Gateway, and other AWS services, right? So with Bedrock, you can be able to speed up, the developing and the deploying of uh, reliable and scalable generative AI solutions, right? Without having to manage infrastructure. So basically, Bedrock is like a platform that gives you access to these foundation models, right? Via simple API calls. So you can be able to integrate them into your application. So let's move on. What are the features of Amazon Bedrock? So there are lots of features. I'll just be talking about a few of them, right? One of them is access to to a range of leading foundation models. So via Amazon Bedrock, you can have access to leading foundation models, even the ones that were recently released. You can have access to them immediately, right? You can have access to models built by top leading AI startups around the world. And also, you have kind of a simplified and a managed experience, right, for your GenAI application, right? So just on a single interface or platform, you can be able to create very powerful generative AI application. Uh, and in most cases, uh, you don't have to code. You don't have to do manual coding. You just have to, leverage all the already built solutions on AWS, and then you get your application leveraging these models. Also, you can be able to do model customization, right? And also retrieval augmented generation. As we move on, I'm going to explain more about that. Um, so what that means basically is that rather than having to build your own models from scratch, right? You can leverage pre-existing models that have already been built. You can then build on top of those models, right? That saves you money, that saves you time, right? And resources, right? And then you can be able to customize those models to your use case, right? Another feature is that for Amazon Bedrock is a built-in security, privacy, and safety, right? So there are what we call guardrails, right, which you can deploy while deploying your while leveraging this uh, uh, Amazon Bedrock capabilities, right? You can set guardrails so that uh, your model will be able to give the right information and not expose sensitive information, such as credit card, or will not generate maybe nude pictures, pornography, or things that will not be helpful to the society. So you can be able to set those guardrails, right? The other thing is leveraging. You can be able to leverage agents on Amazon Bedrock, right? To be able to automate tasks and do lots of things. So let's quickly go on to a demo, right? Let me just show you a little bit of how Amazon Bedrock works on the AWS console. So this is my AWS account. Um, if you want to go to Amazon Bedrock, you simply type. It's showing here because I already visited it before. But if you are coming for the first time, you search for Amazon Bedrock in the search bar here, and then you click on it. It takes you straight to the Amazon Bedrock console, right? So here we are in the Amazon Bedrock console. By the left-hand side, you can see different menus, right? You can see getting started, foundation models, playgrounds, and so on. Okay, so I'll just run through a few of these options we have here. So let's start with overview. If you click on overview, you see the different foundation models that you have access to via Amazon Bedrock. And all of these, currently you have 7 of them, and they have different capabilities, for text, for charts, maybe creating chatbots, for image generation, and so on and so forth. So with this models, you can actually be able to do a lot, right? You'll be able to do a lot. Like for instance, the one from stable diffusion, right, for image generation. If you click on it, you'll be able to see more details, right? You're able to see more details, right? Stability AI uh, from diffusion from Stability AI, right? Uh, that's for image generation, right? Image generation model. We have Mistral AI, right? Can be able to see, if you click on it, you'll be able to see the different models, the different Mistral AI models that you have on Amazon Bedrock. We also have Meta. These are the models that we have from Meta, Llama 2 chart, Llama 2 charts, 13B version 1, and so on, right? So are the models. Can see them here. Can see them, right? All these are the models that you have on Amazon Bedrock from Meta, right? We have Cohere from Anthropic and also from Amazon itself, right? Amazon models, the models that are built by Amazon. We have the Titan embeddings. This model is for turning your documents, right, into embeddings so that you can be able to do what we call retrieval augmented generation, right? So that uh, your model or your application that is leveraging foundation model can be more tailored towards your use case, right? Can answer questions more accurately, give more up-to-date answers to users, right? We have the Titan Text embedded, Titan Text, G1 Lights, G1 Express, the Titan Image Generator, and so on, right? There are other ones, right? And there are also the ones from AI21 Labs, right? Such as Jumba Instruct, Jurassic Ultra, Jurassic 2 Mid, and so on, right? So all these suites of uh, foundation models are available to you on Amazon Bedrock. right? So you just start making use of them uh, to build your solution. But note that before you can start using any of these models, you will have to request for model access. So if you scroll down here by the left hand of the menu and you click on model access, you will be able to request for any of these access to any of these models, right? So in my case, I've already requested for a few, uh, and access have been granted to my account to some of these models, right? So immediately you click uh, request access, within a minute or two, you should have the access granted, right? Okay, so when after you have requested the access, you'll be able to then start using the models. All right, so let's move on. For you to be able to test out the different models, right? For you to be able to test it out and try it out, play around with them. Amazon Bedrock has a playground where you can, be able to uh, test them out. For example, you can want to try that of charts. You have charts, text, image, right? Let's say in my case, I want to try a playground for charts, right? I'll select a model. In my case, I want to select the on one of the Amazon foundation models, right? And then I can click on this button to load examples, or I can just make use of the ones here already, right? Just to test. Here I can click. I'm clicking on creating a table with of product descriptions, right? This is just an example, right? So I'm giving this prompt to say the product is constant glasses. These are the keywords, and this is my prompt. Okay. So I'm saying you should create a table that contains 5 variables, variations of a detailed product description, and so on. So this is my prompt. If I click on run, it begins to generate the response. Okay, so you can see it's generating the response. Um, you know, 5 variations of a detailed product description. So this is the first one, and this is the second. This is the third. It's generating the fourth one, and you can see that generated the 5 variations, of a detailed product description, right, for these products, sunglasses. Okay, and these are the keywords I want it to have in each description: polarized, designer, comfortable, and so on. Right. So if you read through each of these outputs, you will see these keywords there, right? They are all talking about what? Sunglasses, right? Each 5 of them. Okay. So that's an example of a chart. So let me just ask a simple question here. Let me say, let me ask you a question. What is the capital of Nigeria? Because that is where I live. Okay. So let me just ask the model. Remember the model we're using is the Titan G1, right? Titan G1 Express from Amazon. Okay, so it tells us that the capital of Nigeria is Abuja, right? So that's just a simple question that it's easily answers. Okay, so that's a demo. There are many other things you can do. You can go ahead to explore. You also have the playground for text. You have playground for image. Let's try a simple demo, a simple task on the playground for image generation. So for image generation, I will be using the Titan Image Generator G1, right, from Amazon. Okay, because that is the model I currently have access to. I don't have access to the stability diffusion. Okay, so this is the prompts. It has already inputted an example prompt for me. It says blow pack backpack on the table. So let me change that. Let me just say I want it to generate three little puppies. I want it to generate an image for me or three little puppies. So I'll type in that prompt and then I'll click run. So it begins to generate the image within a short time. That will come up. Okay. So that is how that's the playground just for you to test things out and see how things work and all, right? Um, so let me just wait a minute for that to come up. Um, I would like us to also quickly talk about you know customizing models, right? I talked earlier about you being able to build on top of pre-existing models, right? You can customize these models to extend. Yeah, that has finished generating. You can see generates pictures of three little puppies, three different pictures, right? Okay, and see it, and some nice high quality pictures, right? Uh, so you can go ahead to type whatever you want. Let's say three little birds, uh, press run, right? You can just play around, be creative and, you know, uh, go ahead to put in the prompts and then you get the output. Okay, let me allow this finish loading before we go on to discuss about customizing uh, a foundation model. Um, just a minute or a second. It's generating the, okay, yeah, here it is, right? You can see three little birds, three little birds, three little birds. So this is just a playground. So you can integrate this models into your application and make your applications more interesting and more uh, useful to your users. Okay. So there are so many other things you can do, but let's move on to our discussion. So here on the left-hand side, if you go to under foundation models, right, you can see base models, which we have already talked about, the different models that you have available on Amazon Bedrock. Okay. And then meanwhile, if you have a question, please go ahead to type in your question in the chat box, and I will respond to them shortly. All right. So if you click on custom models, right? So you can be able to customize a model, right? So rather than having to build the model from scratch, you can leverage a pre-existing or already existing model, and build on top of that, right? So you don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? So in customizing your model, you can do fine tuning, right? Where you kind of uh, make the model to be able to like fine tune itself and give a more proper response to outputs to queries of users, right? You can also do continued pre-training. You can pre-train or continue pre-training the model. So, but customizing a model is also expensive, right? Because you need lots of resources to do that. But there are other ways which you can make a model to be able to serve your use case, give a more accurate answer, avoid hallucination. It's what we call hallucination, right? Um, I believe some of us have had situation where we ask ask a question on ChatGPT, for instance, right? And it gives us answers that are not relevant to our question. So that's what we call hallucination. It's only want to tell you that I don't know the answer to this question. So rather than not giving you any answer, it just gives you whatever answer that it has, right? But it's not answering or meeting your need. The question is not answering the real question. Perhaps it doesn't have the knowledge or it's not up to date to the to that question, right? So to solve the problem of hallucination in responses from generative AI, you can leverage what we call RAG, retrieval augmented generation, where you augment uh, the knowledge, right, of the model, right? You point it to, let's say, a document or documents or a website or whatever source, right, that is up to date, where you can be able to pull the information from. So you ask a particular question, and rather than the model giving answers that are out of point, it looks through uh, the knowledge base, as we call it. So that's what I will be talking about. You click on here, you see knowledge base, right? So it looks through the knowledge base, and then it's able to give a more accurate and up to date response or output to users' prompts or queries, right? So this can be applied across a wide range of use cases. Can be used to build lots of solutions, right, for your application or for your organization, right? So knowledge base is also a way to like extend the functionality uh, of a foundation model. Okay. So there are other things there, like agents. Can be able to build agents to automate tasks, right? So that tasks that require manual, you having to do a few things manually, you can use the agents to be able to automate, tasks for you, right? So that's what agents can do. So I also there are other things like prompt management, where you can, or this is also a way to customize foundation model, right, to better serve your use case, right. If we go to the left, also in the left menu under safeguards, you have guardrails. So I earlier talked about guardrails, right? So that your model does not give obscene responses, or does not answer questions that will help maybe a criminal to be able to you know uh, get ideas on how to be more do more evil. All these kind of responses, you can set guardrails to hinder responses to such queries, okay, to such prompts, right? So those are what you can use guardrails to do. The other things, so there are other things that are also there, like provision throughputs. Maybe your organization, you are developing a model, and you need to provision large capacity of resources, right, to be able to successfully deploy or create the model, right? You can do purchase the provision throughput from AWS, and you have access to uh, dedicated capacity for training your models. Okay, and you need to commit to that for like a month, between a month and 6 months. Okay, yeah, that is pretty much what we have on descriptions that we have there on the Amazon Bedrock. Okay, so let's continue. So that's the little demo that we just seen, right? Let's look at some use cases. Some use cases for Amazon Bedrock. Okay, so you can use Amazon Bedrock for lots of use cases, such as text generation. Many of us are using ChatGPT. We see how useful it is, right? So how nice it is for you to have a chat GPT for your organization. How nice it is to have a chat GPT for your application, right? And automate tasks. So rather than have your support staff being overworked, you can have, let's say, a virtual assistant, that answers or responds to users' queries, or even if a user sends a text message, a virtual assistant can, be able to respond to that chat without, a human having to respond manually. So all these things can be done using foundation models on AWS. Okay, we can use them for text generation. We can use them to create chatbots, and also summarization. Say you want to summarize a document, right? Or documents, you can use uh, these models to do that, right? Also, question answering, such as you are giving example of that, where a model can be able to answer questions and also answer questions that is more tailored to your users, to to the use case, right? For example, if I ask ChatGPT or any of this model, how can I repair microwave? Okay, it would not give a general response. Okay, let's try that. Let's see that on the chat. Let's try that to see um, how to let me just try to see some show you something. How can I repair my microwave? Okay, you see that. So I'm asking this model, right? How can I repair my microwave? And when I run that prompt, right, says here are the steps to repair a microwave. It gives you right a general steps, right? But it's not specific, because it doesn't know which of the microwave I'm talking about, right? But what if I upload the product manual for, say, Panasonic, product manual for Panasonic, for my Panasonic products, electronic products. I upload everything uh to a knowledge base, right? To a knowledge base, for instance. Okay, to knowledge base. So basically, I upload it to an S3 bucket, or I point it to a website, to Panasonic website or other third-party sources, right? You can point it to other third-party sources, which as Confluence, Salesforce, SharePoint, anywhere you have your data, basically, right? That can help the model to be more intuitive in answering questions or prompts from users. You can be able to. So in my case, if I have a knowledge base my model pointing to a knowledge base, it can be able to answer my question more accurately, right? Rather than giving uh, a general response to a question, right, or to a prompt, right? So those are the things that use cases for generative AI. There are so many of them. They are quite boundless of things you can do, right, with generative AI. So you just have to explore and see how you be able to also be part of the game, uh, leveraging generative AI on AWS. Okay, so let's briefly talk about the pricing. And on Amazon Bedrock, there are three different pricing. There is on demand, where you pay just for what you use, based on what you use, and there is no upfront commitment. There's provision throughput. I talked about that earlier, where you purchase a capacity for running your workload, your ML workload for a period of time, say a month to 6 months, right? And then there's a different pricing for model customization, right? So you want to customize the model, you want to kind of build on top of a pre-existing model. So there is a different pricing for that. You can check the AWS documentation for more information. Okay, now it's time for question and answer. Question and answer session. If you have any question, feel free to drop them in the chat, and are going to answer them in a short time. Yeah, thank you. So,
All right, all right. Thank you so much, Victor, for taking us through that immersive session with Amazon. It was really uh, useful. Can we type comment Thank you, Victor. Victor is solutions architect senior consultant at Outlook. Meanwhile, if you are trying out what Victor has shown us and you would like to share screenshots with us, share it via the email that we shared on the screen. That's immersion at cloudtech2aws.com. We'll be glad to have screenshots. I'm going to put Victor on the spot now. Just ask him, what's your favorite model, by the way? What's your
What's your
favorite
favorite
model
model
to
to
use
use
generally?
generally?
Or do you
Or do you
have like
have like
special
special
ones for
ones for
images or
images
for
or for
text?
text? Yeah, I kind of just playing around with the image generation model, such as the one I just showed earlier, right? Can be able to generate images and use the images in creating social media posts or content and all such, right? Just when I'm bored and I don't have much doing, I can just play around with that. Yeah, so
Fantastic.
fantastic,
Fantastic.
fantastic.
Okay,
Okay,
so if
so
you
if you
join us
join us
at the
at the
middle,
middle,
this is the
this is
August
the
January
January
Friday
Friday
session. This is the
session. This is the
second
second
session
session
of
of
5.
five.
We
We
will
will
be
be
having
having
a few
a few
others
others
through the
through
month
the
of
month of
August.
August.
The
The
January
January
Fridays
Fridays
sessions are
sessions are
series where
series
we
where we
show
show
you,
you,
take you
take you
into
into
the
the
GenAI
GenAI
platforms on
platforms on
AWS,
AWS,
majorly
majorly
AWS
AWS
Spark
Party
as well as
as well as
Amazon
Amazon Bedrock.
Bedrock. We show
Show
you
you
how
how
to
to
build
build
integrated
into
applications on
applications
these
on these
platforms.
platforms.
We've done
We've
one,
done
which
one,
was on
it was
Party
on
Rock.
Party Rock.
If you missed
We
that,
missed that,
you
you
might
might
want
want
to
to
check it
check
out.
it out.
If you have registered for this one, you will get the link that takes you to where you have the playlist for the previous ones, and you can access the ones that are coming after. Also, you will get invites for sessions. We will be glad to have you same time next Friday, which is 4 p.m. West African time, that's GMT plus one, to join us for another GenAI Fridays, where we go together into the world of generative AI on Amazon. Right, so we're checking if we have any questions. If we do not have any questions, I think it's a time to call the stream to an end. Before then, I would just like to ask Victor if he has any other things to share with us or anything to look
Anything
out
to look
for
out for
with
with
regards
regards
to
to
getting
getting
started with
started with
AWS,
AWS,
Amazon
Amazon
Bedrock
Bedrock
specifically. Are there
specifically. Are there
anything that
anything
you
that you
noticed that we
noticed
need
that
to
we
look
need to
out
look
for?
out for?
Or you
Or
think
you think
it's
that
most
it's most
exciting
exciting
for you
for
on
you on
Amazon
Amazon
Bedrock? And
Bedrock?
if
And
you
if
are
you
in
are
the
in the
audience
audience
also,
also,
if there's
if
anything
there's
that
anything
you
that
find
you find
interesting
interesting
about
about
Amazon
Amazon
Bedrock
Bedrock,
or
or
something you would
something
like
you
to
would
get
like to get
feedback on,
feedback on,
you can
you
type
can
in the
type in the
comment
comment
section,
section,
or
or
you could
you
also
could
reach
also
out
reach out
to
to
us
us
mid or
mid
after
or
the
after the
stream.
stream.
Victor, do you
Victor,
have
do you
anything
have
to
anything
say
to
to us
say to
about
us about
what you find
what you find
interesting,
interesting,
any
or
other
any other
thing to
thing
take note of?
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, so Amazon Bedrock, as I said earlier, allows you as a startup, allows your organization to be able to consume, various, leading foundation models, right? To be able to build on top of these models and to create very intuitive and powerful applications, right? That your users will enjoy and you'll be able to kind of, generate more revenue and grow your business. Okay, so to be able to get started, I would say you should first you need to get the basics of AWS, like have the basics of AWS, how does AWS work, right? And then you should be able to learn how you can be able to leverage these products such as Amazon Bedrock from AWS um, your to your products, right? Find out how can you leverage generative AI to power your application, to power your business, to make your business more resilient, more modern, more solution oriented, and standouts, in the marketplace, right? So the question you should really be asking yourself is, how can I leverage generative AI? And AWS is there, Cloud Peso is there. We are here to help you, assist you in your journey towards, building with generative AI on AWS. So
Fantastic, fantastic. One thing I find interesting about building using Amazon Bedrock is the ability for you to be able to select from a wide array of models. And if I'm not mistaken, it's possible that they even add a few more models later. So you do not have to be stuck with one model or the other. You can just spin stuff off the existing models, and that sounds interesting to me. And I think that's one of the things that should interest people building on AI and want to experiment with different models. All right, so I see that we've treated the largest part of the session. We're taking questions. In a few minutes, we will be calling off the stream. Meanwhile, if you joined us at the middle or at the end, this is the GenAI Friday session, the Amazon Bedrock series, and we will be taking this all through the August month, every Friday. If you missed any session, kindly go to the link or the on your screen, or it will be sent to you via email where you can access the playlist for the recording. With this, I think we've come to the end of our GenAI Friday Amazon Bedrock session. Thank you very much for joining. We would love to have you same time next week, 4 p.m. West African time. Do have a lovely day. Thank you so much for coming around. Cheers.